Today, we will be talking about the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which was a dual monarchy, which in case you couldn't guess, consisted of Austria and Hungary. It lasted from 1867 to 1918 and was the second largest country in Europe at the time, following Russia. Austria-Hungary was located in Central Europe and was a large power of the time. It also had many cultures and a lot of languages were spoken within the empire, from German to Italian. Now, I haven't really gotten into what is meant by dual monarchy, and essentially what it is was that these two countries of Austria and Hungary were self-governing, other than a combined military and foreign policy. They were also connected in the way that they had one monarch to rule over them both. There was also a separate autonomous region, which was the Kingdom of Croatia-Slavonia.
There's a really long explanation for how this came about, which I'll try to simplify, but I will probably fail, miss out some extremely important detail, and get everyone mad in the comments. But I'll try it out anyways. Okay, so, 2 countries, 1 monarch, a bunch of legal laws and stuff, but the main question is, why? How did this come to be? Before this agreement of dual monarchy, the Habsburgs were in charge of much of Central Europe in the form of the Austrian Empire, including these areas of Austria and Hungary. So a very simplified version of events is that the emperor of the Austrian Empire added new laws which Hungary did not like. Hungary tried to revolt in 1848. Russia helped Austria defeat the revolutionaries. Hungary is put under brutal martial law, and an absolutist military dictator was put in place. As I said, this was extremely simplified. Fast forward 18 years, and the Austrian Empire is no longer a great power in Europe. It is declining and has lost wars against Prussia and Italy. The state is in a financial crisis, and the only hope is to reconcile with their best buds, Hungary. In the Orgsreich, Austro-Hungarian Compromise of 1867, Austria and Hungary form a compromise. In this compromise, the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Hungary is partially re-established, and they aren't under the complete control of the Austrian Empire. Instead, the dual monarchy mentioned above is agreed upon, and this is how we have reached the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Hungarians were unhappy with this agreement, as only 8% of the population had voting rights, and they felt this deal betrayed the cause the revolutionaries in 1848 had fought for.
Franz Joseph, first ruler, 1878, Russian Empire defeats Ottomans. Austro-Hungarian Empire occupies Bosnia now. Russia's unhappy. Edward von Taaffe forms a political coalition called the Iron Ring, which is formed of minorities, keeping the liberals out of power. German alliance, called the Dual Alliance, formed on October 7th, 1879, by Otto Bismarck, to try and avoid or limit war. Taaffe gives more autonomy to minorities and passes anti-socialist legislation, rolling back liberal reforms in the process. 1889. Prince Rudolf commits suicide. There's an increase in industrialization, and the economy is doing well. This empire does not try and colonize Africa, unlike many of its other counterparts, as it does not have the naval power to do so. 1898. Karl Ludwig, next heir, dies of typhoid. This leaves Franz Ferdinand as heir. 1908. The empire then annexes Bosnia, which makes the rest of the world unhappy, except for their German allies.
The empire was dissolved in 1918. I don't know, it feels like that year was really important for the rest of the world. It's time to play Guess What Globally Important Event Happened This Year? 1918 edition. We'll give you 5 seconds. And in that time, why not consider Alright, time's up. So, did you guess it? That's right, it's the end of World War I, also known as the Great War. In fact, Austria-Hungary was a fundamental part in the beginnings of the Great War. Here's a story. To try and secure relations with Bosnia, the heir to the empire, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was sent and was duly assassinated by some Soviets. And just like that, World War I started. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but we really need to focus on this empire for now. The empire did terribly in the war, and by the end of it, the dual monarchy was essentially over, with liberal parties taking power. From this empire formed the countries of Austria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Yugoslavia, and West Ukraine. As you can see, this empire was huge, and it left a large impact on the history of many of these countries.
Time for some random facts. In this empire, over 10 different languages were spoken. Insane! The city of Budapest was formed under this empire, made from 2 neighbouring towns named Buda and Pest. The first tungsten filament lamps were created here. The second oldest underground railway was the Budapest Metro Line.
Thanks for making it this far into the video. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, let us know how we can improve in the comment section down below.